Fargo. There's a lot of stereotypes. Have you heard any or do you know of any?
Oh no, my wife does a mean Fargo impersonation off the movie, but yeah, no.
So
No,
you have seen the movie?
oh yeah, sure. Seen the movie, and it's like, I've been here, so you know it. If people who haven't been here, I'm sure that's probably what they. I mean, we come from Oklahoma, and there was a young girl that moved in with my youngest daughter. She had just moved in her junior year, and was looking for the teepees and the. So I think it's where you're not from, if that makes any sense.
Sure, right. So maybe when you go to places, is there some way that you can that you dial in to the community or dial into where you're at before you go out on stage?
Yeah, I mean, I think my thing is everything has its own dressing. Like Ohio State, Columbus is Ohio State, so that's what it's all going to be about, right? So, and then let's take New York. New York's all about Manhattan. It's about the Mets, the Bronx. It's all this stuff. But the one thing that makes all those cities the same is the people that are here for the same music. So that makes it very easy to be in a city, and you'll learn as you go on. You'll learn as the nights go on the traditions that they bring that make them individual. So that's one thing I've always kind of wished, that we could do these on the last day we're here, because I would know a lot more about you then.
Okay. So then I got to ask, I mean, obviously you're Garth Brooks and you've really reached success in your life in a lot of ways, not just in music, with family and everything. So for the younger generation that's maybe kind of consumed with YouTube and trying to be YouTube stars, reality TV stars, what's your advice to them? Or what is it that you want them to reach for?
I think you got to reach for the music. That's it. You got to reach for that heart and soul. Then if it doesn't happen for you business-wise, you're still in the right place. You know what I mean? But you can ask anybody that takes the short track or tries to sell everything but the music, it's going to turn on you at some point, and that turn's going to be vicious, and we've seen it in our history before. So my thing is just focus on that music, enjoy it, be thankful every time you get to pick it up and play. I tell people that sing in church, you're doing, I think, what music's meant for the most. And so I think you just find your music, find your passion, and see what groove that fits in.
So then I have to ask, so you mentioned earlier that with you see in Nashville all this talent.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody wants to be a star, right? So what is it you think that made you different, or what is it you think that you reached in for that led you to where you are?
I think I got very, very lucky. I think there was a lot of things that were happening in the industry before you were born, and once we got a record deal, there were things like SoundScan, which is every day to you. Yeah. SoundScan wasn't around. So nobody knew how many country artists were really selling records. The first week that SoundScan's in, I think you look, there's probably 20, 23 country artists in the top 200, which nobody ever thought they were there. We were very lucky. We also entered the business right when NBC did their first ever concert on TV. It was us and the music event. So all that stuff kind of happened, and I think it just kind of all popped at that point. And at that same point, Friends in Low Places was coming out, which some people argue might be the most recognizable country song there is. For me, the greatest country song ever is Country Bumpkin, and the greatest written country song ever in record is George Jones' He Stopped Loving Her Today. But all those things kind of happen at the same time. So that might have been why we got the gig, but it ain't because on sheer talent, trust me, because you live with Keith Whitley, you live with Vince Gill, you hear these voices in this writing, and it's amazing.
And last question, because this is what people really want to know. Favorite beer?
Ooh, cold. Bad, man, cold. And my second favorite beer, warm.
That works.